Alright, peoples, I'm back. Ew.
She wore her most contrite look as she faced Fluttershy across the cafe table.
I'm so glad you invited me to lunch. I've been wanting to apologize for that awful outburst the other day.
Whoa, is that Keyframe?
It's alright.
It doesn't sound anything like her.
Understand.
Bravo!
But it got me to thinking.
Fluttershy bit her lower lip and then plunged ahead.
If you could be young forever, would you?
Rarity looked up from her menu, eyebrows arched in surprise.
Such a question.
She considered a moment.
But I'll play along.
Rarity closed her eyes and let herself be transported to a paradise of eternal youth. A purr escaped her as a smile crept across her face.
Whoa, hello.
Save a fortune on spa treatments.
Her eyes twinkled with mischief when they reopened.
Oh, who am I kidding? Wild stallions couldn't keep me away from the spa. I'm not joking, Rarity. What if you really could be young forever?
Rarity regarded her friend with curiosity.
You're serious, aren't you?
Fluttershy's anxious expression was reply enough. Rarity began uncertainly.
I can't say I never thought about it. Especially with everything that's happened in the Twilight.
Rarity looked off into the distance and collected her thoughts.
My, this is very serious.
I always dreamed of being a princess. It only took the Grand Galloping Gallon to teach
Princess
me what
Rarity!
to
Although technically she was a princess in G3. Don't ask how I know that.
Princesshood on merit is frankly too much for a man whose hooves are juggling a full career in fashion or be in the element of generosity.
Fluttershy pressed.
What if nothing else had to change? What if you just woke up one morning and never got a day older?
The mayor's waiter arrived before Rarity could respond. She waited until he left with her orders before answering.
I don't see immortality so much as being a burden as being a barrier between ponies. Think of Twilight. As hard as she tries, it still gets between her and us. We're all long past the tiara and her being a princess in an alicorn and whatnot. But there's a chasm. That chasm will grow until our deaths make it uncrossable.
Rarity shuddered.
I'm sorry, Fluttershy. There's no way I can talk about this without being morbid. Perhaps we should. It's okay, Rarity.
I know, seriously, that's one of the reasons. They'd outlive other people they care about.
Very well. If you're sure.
If Rarity was hoping for Fluttershy to change the subject, she was sorely disappointed.
I don't know how Twilight does it. If it was me, every visit with my friends would be a reminder about how I'd be alive long after they turned to dust.
This was not the conversation Fluttershy was expecting. She had been as convinced as Discord that Rarity would leap at the prospect of eternal life. Fluttershy, though, had so far opened the door just a crack. She was prepared to swing it as wide as required.
Suppose, just suppose, the six of us could live forever. It would be a comfort not to go through eternity alone. And Twilight wouldn't have to watch her friends die one after the other. Still, it's one thing watching one's parents age. But Sweetie Belle? The thought of attending my little sister's funeral is silly.
Rarity's water glass trembled as she lifted it to her lips.
And if I had foes of my own, would they be immortal or would I stand untouched by time? Will they live out their
This is
lives
so sad.
died? That's too high of a price to pay just to avoid crow's feet.
There was now pain in Rarity's eyes, but it was no good to come this far and stop short.
Seriously, Rarity is all the
Fluttershy
answers.
asked one final question.
What if you could grant immortality to any pony you choose?
Rarity again took her time considering.
I don't see the good in having some ponies be immortal, but not others.
Meh.
There couldn't help but be a gulf between them. For me to make one immortal, I'd have to make all immortal. There it is.
Thought Fluttershy.
That is what it would take for me to accept immortality. Nothing less than Discord bestowing eternal life on the entire pony race.
The scope, the audacity of such a thing took Fluttershy's breath away. It would remake the world.
Be
Knowing Discord, it probably isn't impossible.
What if it wasn't?
Was Discord right? Did Pony suffer from a failure of imagination? It might seem impossible to her, but Fluttershy had not the slightest doubt that if she asked,
That's a really cool
would make it
Discord
happen in a
picture.
heartbeat. The idea of it sent a shiver up her spine. Their waiter returned with lunch. Fluttershy picked at her salad as she debated with herself.
Why not? Why not?
Rarity's fork paused in midair as she echoed Fluttershy's unvoiced question.
I wonder, a world where every pony lives forever. Could that really work?
Fluttershy said nothing. Rarity took a bite of her fruit plate and chewed thoughtfully before answering herself.
Ponies would still want to have families. The old would need to make way for the young. What happens when the land fills with old minds and young bodies? Dear Celestia, am I so selfish that I wouldn't give up my place for generations waiting to be born?
There was nowhere left for Fluttershy to go. Never knowing it, Rarity had condemned their immortality to death. A funeral pall hung over the rest of the meal. It was only after picking up her napkin and blotting her lips a final time that Rarity spoke.
Twilight might have lectured me on how foolish I've been, but you let me discover it for myself. Thank you, Fluttershy. I don't give you nearly the credit you deserve. I'll try to age a bit more gracefully from now on.
Rarity's solemn expression
Fluttershy,
brightened.
but from all the stuff that Rarity's told you, perhaps Discord should take the spell off.
The conversation that followed was as congenial as it was forgettable. Fluttershy occupied herself, both then and on the walk back to her cottage, with how she would deliver a message sure to be both unexpected and unwelcome. She no more than arrived home when Discord made his grand entrance.
Whoa!
In a blaze of
Flames!
pyrotechnics. He bowed low to Fluttershy and swept the floor with an ostrich-plumed cavalier hat. How was your lunch with the fair Lady Rarity?
It was nice.
And did the subject of immortality happen to come up?
Yes.
Said Fluttershy, unable to hide her nervousness.
Can we sit down?
Tea time!
His eyes narrowed. Fluttershy took a spot on the couch and patted the cushion. Discord materialized beside her an instant later. I'm sensing that perhaps not all went as planned.
I'm sorry, Discord. You've made the most generous offer a pony could ever receive, but I can't accept it.
Sorry, Flutters, but we're gonna have to hold this off until the next part. See you guys in a bit.